Hi everyone, welcome to physics. My name is Mr. Watkins. You guys can contact me at nwatkins@fbschools.org. When we resume school, you guys will find me and this class in room 902 in the main building. Continue watching to see an overview of our class, what our units are going to be, and some helpful resources. Alright, we're just going to do a quick overview of the course. In this physics course, we're going to have 10 units that I'll talk about as we go through this video. One thing that's unique to this year is we're going to be learning physics both asynchronously and synchronously. And you're going to be doing this in all your classes, so really just meaning that part of the day you guys are going to be in a class with me virtually and some of your classmates, and then part of the day you're going to be working independently. All right. We're going to be doing this in two cohorts, cohort A, cohort B, and that's going to be mostly arranged just by the letter of your last name. Again, because we're not necessarily in person for at least the start of this year, all of the labs that we would be doing in class, we're instead going to be doing some virtual labs, which I'll be sending out the links for, or I'll be doing some sort of demo here that we'll talk about, or there'll be some video analysis that we'll do through some programs that you guys will have access to. In Unit 0, we're going to be focusing on your requisite math skills that you'll need to be successful in this class. We're talking about math skills. This is going to be a few lessons. Really just make sure that you guys understand your significant figures, you guys understand units, how to do conversions, dimensional analysis, etc. All right, Unit 1 is all about kinematics, and this is actually our most important unit because if you really don't understand kinematics, it's going to be very difficult to be successful in AP Physics. Luckily for you guys, in terms of the math skills or just really any skills that you guys need, it's a pretty low bar. It's just going to be a matter of changing how you guys think. It's very logic-based. We're going to be talking a lot about objects' position, velocity, acceleration, really just motion in general, how to understand how objects move through space. In Unit 2, we're talking about dynamics, which is really just how do things move. And there are many different forces that cause things to move, whether we're talking about applied forces, gravity, electric charges, etc. So really, this is going to be our opportunity to understand these systems of how they interact with objects to make them move. In Unit 3, we're focusing on circular motion and gravitation, right? We want to understand why are we rotating around the sun instead of going directly into it or just flying off in a straight line. We'll also look at things like centripetal acceleration, centripetal force, right? You think about when you're going around a sharp curve, why are you kind of pulled to one side instead of just kind of remaining stationary in your car? This is going to be our opportunity to really better understand those types of dynamics. Unit 4 is all about energy. In order to actually cause an object to move position, you need to introduce energy into it. We're going to talk a lot about the conservation of energy, different forms of energy, how we can convert energy to different forms. We're going to just spend a lot of time talking about potential, kinetic, thermal, etc., different forms of energy. Unit 5, our focus is on momentum. We want to look about how does energy and motion change when we have collisions, whether that's collisions between two different objects, collision between an object and some sort of frictional force on the ground, where it's a baseball and a baseball bat, right? We want to see how do these changes in motion affect the nature of the motion of these objects that are involved in the system. In Unit 6, we're going to be looking at simple harmonic motion. So really this is looking at springs and pendulums. We really want to just understand the characteristics of the motion of a system that's undergoing oscillatory motion that's caused by some sort of restoring force, whether that's the gravity of a pendulum or a spring. Again, just kind of seeing all the different automotives and technology that use pendulums and springs to actually keep their motion going. All right, Unit 7 is all about torque, right? This is where we're really seeing the relationship between force and distance. You think about why are door handles at the very edge of the door instead of just right in the middle. Think about why is it easier to move a really heavy object when you use a large stick that has a lot of leverage. Torque is going to be our focus in this unit. All right, units 8 and 9 are really kind of one and the same. We're looking at electric charges, so kind of that force that happens between atoms and kind of keep them together. You know, you think about why don't we go through the floor? Simply because of these electric charges and that attraction between atoms. We want to use that understanding to better understand electricity itself. So kind of looking at circuits, different types of circuits, series circuits, parallel circuits, etc. And just understand, you know, our modern technology in this sense. All right, unit 10, we're going to be focusing on waves and sound. Again, right now I'm using sound waves to communicate my message to you guys. Waves all kind of behave similarly, but they come in many different forms. So we're going to spend some time really just understanding the nature of waves and how they behave. All right, talking about just how you can be successful in this course. Obviously, just be present every single day. Again, if you guys are going to have any issues, just please email me, let me know. I'm going to try to be as flexible as possible. Again, this is kind of a first for everybody. But a couple things that you can do on your own time to just really push yourself forward in this class is Khan Academy is a great resource. If you look up their AP Physics course, that will really just kind of help you get ahead. Again, if you're someone who you think that this class ends up being a little bit too easy for, you can very early on talk to your counselor about instead transferring into the AP Physics course. A few other things, if you guys are really interested in what we're doing, one book that I highly recommend is The Cartoon Guide to Physics. It's just kind of a fun way to really get a more in-depth understanding of some of the concepts that we're learning about. Finally, obviously on Canvas, I'm going to be posting a ton of resources, links, there's videos, there's a ton of places to learn more about physics and really just drive a deeper understanding of what we're doing.